happy to be back. It's Tuesday. Another new week. Hope the week has been treating everyone well so far.
So, who broke it?
Since we are in the office today, I figured I'd put my office outfit on. It's especially this piece. Yeah. Did not want to do what I want to do. Let's just stay there. Is the audio too loud for you guys? Or is it just fine?
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently. That's okay.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk.
I can do that.
Telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
And I have a job like that.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy.
I don't know about that.
Waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's even closer. Here
Even
it comes.
closer. Can I close it? That works. It's closed. It's closed.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh. Okay, I turned that off. I can walk on the desks? Why did I do that? Okay, I cannot jump. Okay.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office,
Yes.
but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Okay, roger that. You said left, right? I'm gonna go to the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Just to admire it. Yes.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Very pretty.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Really worth it.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I really want to go in there, but I'm gonna go in here first. Look at this though.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Really?
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the
I wonder what
story
will
has been
happen.
about nothing but you all this time.
I'm
There's
sorry,
someone
friend.
you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make
Was a
every
word,
decision
funny
by
word.
yourself.
Yes.
I'm
I
not
got.
asking
Okay.
I'm asking for her.
Got nothing to lose. Cannonball.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful. Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Someone's following me?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. I will listen this time.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Meeting
Feeling a wave
room.
of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Synergized? Fire the paper guy. Fire somebody to fight. Who moved my desk?
Wilson, fire somebody.
Yes, sir, Mr. President.
He seems to think I have nothing better to do with my time than to sit around and describe every
I was
fascinating
reading.
little detail of his inability to do anything.
I was
This is why
reading.
Stanley and I are on such good terms.
Yep. Room closet. Chris.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there
Chris.
was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
No. We needed to get Chris out of the broom closet. What is up there?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
I feel like he's gonna get angry with me.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
A car!
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be
Yep.
fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken
Hey,
that
Emma.
risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley.
3 days later.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Okay.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow.
Yes.
Yes. This room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Oh, I didn't go in here either. Okay. But I wanna...
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh, what if I...
Look,
Wait,
Stanley,
wait.
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Look at all
I'm
things
not
who are
looking at
around.
you, really, I'm not.
No, up whatever you
I realize that
can.
investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you... Really?
Yes,
I was in
really.
the middle of something. Do you have
I'm
zero
sorry.
consideration for
I'm
others?
sorry.
Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yes.
Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me
I'm
prove
sorry,
it.
okay?
Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Okay.
Now listen
Okay.
carefully, this is important.
Okay.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay. I'll listen for
Thank
this time.
God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is
you?
all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop.
Nice.
We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here,
Do you?
let me show you.
Oh. But it's dark. Can I not close this door? Over and over and over and over. Okay.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
Stars.
Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Okay, what is happening? What is going on? Oh, look at that. Okay, yeah, no.
Oh no, stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll
That's
lose
fine.
all of this.
How can you... It's not like I can jump off or something. Oh, I got an achievement for that. You can jump. Okay.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
I'm thinking. Come on, convince me. Okay.
No! Oh, no. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
How many times can I do this?
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it?
Go back?
You're literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
No, sir, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yes, perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore.
He sounds so upset. We are getting
That was too
along.
much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours. Is it over?
Okay.
It's going to restart, isn't it?
Yep.
I'm going back.
Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all.
Okay.
I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room.
Thank
Please
you.
take your time.
Take my time. Okay. Books.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course,
2845.
Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
The wine and the books. 284. Thank you. This room is high.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
He will remind me too.
2845.
I wonder if what happens if I enter the wrong codes, how many times...
Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that forgot. But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
I guess I'm not the only person that has thought of that option. Just put in random numbers. Wait, can I enter more codes? Okay. Nothing else happened, I guess. Can I go somewhere here? No, I guess not. Okay. Engine.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Hello, darkness, my old
Stanley
friend.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Oh, okay. If light is on, call extension 914 immediately. Right, okay, so we can escape or we can go to the mind control facility. I would say I'm gonna escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Violent death. Okay.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I'm scared now. Can I go back? I wonder what happens if I go back. I don't think I can go back. Nope. Okay. Well, I guess. Geronimo! Oh.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
I don't want to see you.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Huh? What the? The Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
I am enjoying this game. Stanley's Office. From left to right, evolution of Stanley's Office over time. First was created in November 2011, second in March 2012, and the third in February 2013. Okay. Cool.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see?
No?
Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time
But Stanley simply couldn't
No.
handle the pressure.
No.
What if he had to make a decision? What
A few moments later.
For her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who's her? Oh, God.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach
Where?
out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's so mean.
Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Why did that scare me? Oh my god.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Good morning, employee 427. Press 8 on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that
Are you
demands
kidding
nothing
me?
of him, and
I
every
have the
button
job
that he
now.
pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Okay.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations.
Wait, no,
Down
it's
one
building
path
my...
lay an enormous
It's building
round
the
room
office.
with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Please press I to tell your wife you love her. I love you. Love you.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly
See?
be? In reality, all
There you
he's
go.
doing is pushing the same buttons he always has.
Yep.
Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
You to go to
And I'm
sleep.
trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
I am kind of tempted to not press it. Just gonna sit and wait. We'll wait another 40 seconds. Although I do think I have to press the button now. Okay, nothing's
You
happening.
see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
You see what I see.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must.
You
Perhaps,
must.
well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Yeah, please die.
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Okay. Sorry, I got you short. Sorry, narrator. The end is never. Ooh. Welcome, Stanley, to heaven. Okay. What am I supposed to do? So when I pressed this, we went to heaven. So I'm not gonna press it
Stanley
yet.
had never seen the office this brightly lit. Stanley decided to go
No,
up to his
that's
boss's
mean.
office, hoping he might find an answer
They took
there.
away my broom closet. Boop. The end is never.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Numbers. Yeah. Oop. I don't know.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an
Tempted.
end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
I'm tempted to just press on.
Oh, Stanley. After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Control.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
Ooh.
In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex.
Uh-oh.
How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star.
Yes.
It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind.
Oh, there's a number
what
here,
a shame
too.
we have so little time left
3.
to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time
Groovy
to
songs
talk
that
about you,
right?
about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free.
Where's number 4?
Of course, that was merely in this
up there.
instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much.
No.
You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh, dear me. What's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently.
Running from
Oh,
button
oh.
to button, screen to screen,
Yellow.
clicking on every
What?
button in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten?
3.
One
Okay,
solved?
3.
Do
3.
you
Where's
have
3?
Any idea
Oh
what
my
your
God.
purpose in this
Okay.
place is?
Holy.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment.
3.
But here's a spoiler for you.
Blue?
That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's
Green.
just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see
I
you
don't know what to
made
do.
humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30
Yeah.
seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here.
Yeah.
Just blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately? to
I
your friend?
know I'm gonna
Or will you
die.
let it go peacefully?
No.
There's another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be
What do
laughing
I
at
need
every
to
second
do?
of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Ding ding.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise. Here's the door. Just go.
He's getting annoyed with me. I can feel it. Okay, I'm gonna
For he
press the
would
off button.
dismantle the controls once
See what that
and
does.
for all.
No. Uh-oh.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Nope.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Yeah, we're happy.